Hey, I'm Shaynel, and welcome to Shaynel's 3 Cents, a show where we provide information and resources for all things surrounding topics such as your finances, health and education, as well as relationships. Most people give you 2 cents, but I'm a little extra. I'm going to give you 3. I'm really excited that we have a young DC-bred entrepreneur and author on the show, Miss Jamila Stone. Did I say that right?
You said it right.
Hey, I like that. Mm-hmm. So in addition to you being a young author and an entrepreneur, and I'll say that, it's important to note that you're a local DC native and you are not yet old enough to drink. Is that right?
No, can't drink. 28 years old, going to be 29 November, so young entrepreneur, but can definitely go to the bar.
She looks 15. She looks
baby
15.
face. Yes.
So tell us, what got you into writing? Before we go into the book, what got you into this?
Well, at first, I really enjoyed writing poetry.
Mm-hmm.
So as a young child, about age of 9, 10 years old, I really was invested in poetry. And about junior year of high school, I just, for some reason, said, I want more details. I want more. And I just started writing stories.
Okay. I know I did poetry when I was in junior high school, but then I started rapping. So I was waiting for you to say that you started rapping too. So.
I don't have those skills yet, no.
So when you went to college, was there any topics or anything that you studied that helped you get to a point to where you wanted to start writing?
Yes, I definitely took every creative writing course that was possible. Mm-hmm. So my college, University of District of Columbia, I took writing courses, but I also majored in English.
Okay.
So I definitely was learning about multiple authors, the different, eras, and really ended up growing my passion for multiple genres.
Awesome. And of course, we're also looking at the time where, we lost a legend, awesome woman writer, and Toni Morrison. So did you have any others that you looked up to or people that you wanted to be like other than her?
Yes, other than her. She was definitely one of the authors that I really admired. Definitely have a couple of books of hers at home, mm-hmm. but no one that I wanted to be. I've always grew up with the focus on being myself and being true to myself. But some of my favorite authors are Toni Morrison, Zane, another African American writer, and also Jacqueline Carey and James Patterson.
Okay, good. Your book, Strange Things Await.
Yes.
When most people think, oh, this is an author, I wonder what she's writing. Is it a book of poetry? Is it a book about a boy and a girl in a romantic novel? This book is nothing of the sort. So
no.
Tell us about Strange Things Await.
Well, if you're looking for boy meets girl, you're not going to want to pick up this book. But Strange Things Await follows 2 teenage witches called Natalie King and Alexandra Aurelius. So those 2 witches are going to a magical boarding school for the supernatural.
It's not Hogwarts, is it?
No, not Hogwarts. But it's very fun as well. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit more mature, a little more murderous things going on. Mm. So the school is for supernatural beings, but there's a monster on the loose. So they have to deal with social problems, deal with homework, but also deal with staying alive.
Okay, I like it. When I started going through the book, which I was able to download on Kindle, y'all able to download it on Kindle. Mm-hmm. One of the things that stood out to me was that your writing style, I mean, it was so detailed. I was really taken aback. I was like, wow, it was so graphic. And, the long limbs of the wooden tree as the wind brushed across I was like, wow. Yeah, so I was mm-hmm. very impressed with your style. So
yes, I believe as a poet first, mm-hmm. and as a more creative, you definitely have a more of a detail lens. Mm-hmm. So one of my professors in school always told me I sound very poetic even when I'm writing research papers. My research papers, she will always put a little red mark. I don't want to steer you away from being creative, but it sounds so poetic. But for research purposes, we might not want to do that. So definitely in my novels, you'll find a poetic voice.
Okay. And it's also my understanding, while I did mention earlier that the book can be downloaded on Kindle, I understand you have another book that you're getting ready to release. Tell us about that and tell us when we can expect it.
Well, that book is called Gates Bookstore. It's about a young woman in her 30s who used to be a forensic criminologist. And she, through the stress of the job, decided to leave the job, retire, and go ahead and open up a bookstore. She always loved literature and English and reading. So her passion was to open up a bookstore. So she went ahead and did it. And during her first years of having the bookstore, a break-in happens.
Is this another sci-fi?
No, it's a murder mystery.
Okay, this is a murder mystery.
Murder mystery, but it comes up where there's, of course, a murder that happens, but it's in her bookstore. So she feels a little more personally,
attached to it.
Attached to go ahead and help the detective on the case to solve the murder.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, I also know, which I also really loved in your book, that you make mention that your characters are Black characters. Mm-hmm. So these are Black nonfiction characters in a sci-fi story.
Yes.
Hearing about the lady that has a bookstore, so I'm like, I know she tried to help because it's a Black lady just got a death in her school. Yeah, I know they're going to be all over that, right? All over that in the book.
All over it.
Did you have a lot of support when you told your family and your friends, hey, I'm going to write a book? Did they give you that evil eye? Girl, what you talking about?
Well, actually, I did write a poetry book during high school senior year. Mm-hmm. So my family friends are a little bit open at this point to my madness. So they were not too shocked that I was going to write a book, but they were very supportive. A couple of my family members have already bought the book. And
as they should.
Thank you. Other family members and friends,
Cousin Day,
get the book. But no, they've been very supportive. I've been very blessed to have friends and family who are encouraging me, especially as an artist and as an author. Many people know it's not a very lucrative avenue, but I still get support.
Can you offer any advice to any other young women that might be watching, or someone that knows a young lady that's thinking about, venturing into the writing field and actually writing a novel themselves?
Biggest advice is to keep on writing and not to hesitate. When I started writing, I became a little hesitant, a little shy on what I wanted to write and when I wanted to publish. So I definitely think everyone should keep writing, even if you might not publish it and it might not be the best seller list, but you definitely want to keep writing, keep publishing. And when you are thinking about putting your work out there, do your research on if you want to do traditional publishing, going through the big 5 publishing houses, Random House, those companies, or if you want to self-publish, do your research.
Tell us about how you got the first book published. Was that something that you were connected to via a friend, or some advice that you were given? Because clearly you've got 2 books now, and your next path is to elevate and create your own publishing company. So how did you get into your first publisher? How did you get connected?
When I put the first book out, I definitely already knew I wanted to do the self-publishing route. Because
so you already had the entrepreneur bug in your head.
Yes, already had it. I did research early on, years ago, about the big publishing houses. Mm-hmm. But I wanted the ability to write what I wanted to write, and also write multiple genres, and also write characters who were like me. So characters who were diverse, who were African American, or characters who were in one of my books, I have a character that's deaf, or some of the characters are part of the LGBT community. So with big publishing houses, you are more controlled on what they want to put out there to the community, what they think will sell more. So I wanted to make sure I didn't lose my voice.
So can you tell our viewers where they can find you, if you have any social media links that they can get in touch with you?
Yes, you can reach me on my social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Author J Stone. And you can also find me on Goodreads.com, find my book on Amazon.com, and also BarnesandNobles.com by looking up my name or the book title.
Awesome. Thanks again for coming out, and we'll definitely have to have you come back.
I would love to come back.
Documentary and about the new book, because we can have well, not too much, but maybe a character that's a little like me, because I'm AA.
Okay.
That's almost awesome. So again, thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Shaynel's 3 Cents. We hope you enjoy. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our station, Platinum Media Concepts, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.